A company's strategy is how it plans to achieve its goal and objective. In a competitive market, your strategy will set you apart from the competition. Your strategy establishes how you can best deploy your resources to achieve targeted objectives in the public sector. As shown in illustration, an organization's strategy is linked to performance measurement through a series of links. I've seen far too many strategic plans fall flat on their faces. I typically tell people that if they read the first page of their organization's strategic plan, they will fall asleep by the second page. Many firms may cause harm to a big competitor if they place an original copy of their strategy in their competitors' possessions. Well, because when nights follow days, the organization will be thousands of miles from the strategy's intended course, and the competitors' reactive initiations will be in the wrong directions. Your organization mission, vision, values, and lean management principle should all be articulated. Well, few companies have spent enough time informing their employees about their goal, vision, value, and management philosophies. It is critical to understand the differences between a mission, vision, values, and strategies. The organization's basic purpose or reason for existing is defined by the mission statement. The mission is like a never-ending lighthouse. For example, a multinational in the entertainment industry has a mission to make people happy. And 3M's aim is to solve unresolved problems innovatively. Well, if well-crafted, a mission statement can last for decades. However, I understand that many people regard the vision as a driving force behind the goal rather than a component of it. It makes no difference as long as there is an agreed upon definition and one is a subset of the others. It is critical to create the mission statement customer focused. An organization lives for its consumers. Well, Drucker said, many firms have big mission statements that are so internally oriented that one wonders if they expect to have any consumer at all. Well, many firms that are solely focused on their internal operation eventually cease to exist. The vision describes where the company aspires to be in a given time frame, in terms of both the future state and the time range. A vision statement is more explicit. A vision defines what the company will achieve if it succeeds. If the vision is expressed clearly, is time-bound, and is consistently backed by the top management team, it can energize your group. There have been numerous well-known visions, most notably that of John F. Kennedy's, who stated, "I believe that this nation should commit itself to realizing the goal before the end of this decade of landing a man on the moon and safely returning him to the earth." This simple remark inspired the scientific community in the United States, as well as the management and employee of organizations, to make a tremendous effort to realize this vision. Well, NASA experts began planning how the millions of vital building elements required to realize this vision would come together the instant it was said. "We believe" is what your organization values are. Following a series of occurrences, Barclays Bank has initiated a transform program with value at its core. Only a business motivated by strong value can provide strong, sustained results. They declare in a cutting-edge purpose and value section of their website. For values to have actual meaning, personnel must live and breathe them, said Anthony Jenkins, the company's CEO. Respect, integrity, service, excellence, and stewardship are their core principles. With the passage of time, I've come to recognize that the organization principles are crucial. You can teach a recruit to do a lot of things, but changing their belief is much more difficult. Recruiting personnel who share the same value as the organization is particularly successful for prestigious organizations. They help the right individuals get on the bus, while also assisting the wrong people in getting off the bus. Visionary organizations employ lean management ideas to develop a learning culture as part of their lean management implementation. In most firms, lean management practices are terribly absent. They are especially noticeable in lean organizations such as Toyota. Well, in his book, The Toyota Way, Jeffrey Likens examined Toyota's 14 management principles, which have a value context to them. To avoid obscuring the issue, I now believe they are different from the value previously described, despite the fact that they have an impact on the organization's culture. Well, Toyota's 14 lean management principles should be implemented as much as possible in all business, government, and non-profit organizations. They would have a significant impact on firms, benefiting employees, management, the board of directors, and customers. Create a strategy that staff can understand. Organizations are realizing that strategic planning processes must be considerably more inclusive if they are to be successful. If employees are to be quick, focused, and flexible, they must recognize the organization's goal, vision, value, and strategy. According to Bruce Holland, a respected New Zealand strategic planner and communicator, if you have done your job correctly, you should be able to rip up the final paper. Holland says, since staff and management have the linkage burned in their mind, most managers and CEOs believe that achieving this degree of insight is difficult and time-consuming. Getting individuals from all parts of the company involved can result in a lot of understanding, energy, goodwill, and commitment. Well, great management writers like Jim Collins, Tom Peters, Robert Waterman, Gary Hammer, and Jack Welch have pointed out that a broad strategic plan does not make a company great. In fact, the firms that do poorly spend the most time on strategy and the failed annual planning process. Any task would be difficult by the person who are typically involved in strategic planning. In my opinion, the organizational strategy and strategic initiative are hidden in a massive strategic plan that was carefully crafted by top executives fresh out of MBA programs. Year-long study with scenario planning and enormous report are a thing of the past, according to Jack Welch in his must-read book, Winning. When it comes to strategy, think less and do more, he recommends. Answer the following questions to come up with the huge aha for your companies. Well, number one, what is the current state of the game? Number two, what has been going on in the competition? And number three, what have we been up to since we last saw each other? Number four, what is on the horizon? And number five, what will be our winning strategy? On 5 slides, Wealth made General Electric subsidiary match their plan. Everyone could grasp their final strategy. It is what I refer to as passing the 14-year-old test. Make sure your strategy is well balanced. Kaplan and Norton pointed out in their seminar work, the balance scorecard, that strategy must be balanced and strategic activities must reflect this balance. Many tactics were found to be unbalanced because they did not correspond to all of the balance scorecard perspective. Core is a myth that there are only 4 balance scorecard perspectives, as pointed out in earlier episode. 6 balance scorecard perspectives can provide a considerable more greater balance. Well, keep an eye on how your strategy is being implemented. As an observer to strategy implementation, I have noticed the following. There are two types of strategic initiatives: those that improve existing business and those that will generate new business. Because they are implemented differently, we monitor and report on them independently. Well, staff must be informed about the business as usual strategic initiative so that they can understand and implement them. The organization key success factors are completely aligned with the business as usual strategic initiative, which can be tracked using measurement that assess adherence to the CSF, the critical success factors. Well, small teams working directly to the CEO are frequently in charge of new company strategic initiative, and there is limited information of the operation because some are extremely confidential. Well, this new corporate strategic initiative do not require performance measure because project management methodology can be used to monitor and manage them. Here is something to think about. What is the point of measuring performance? The major aim of performance measurements, according to Kaplan and Norton, is to monitor the implementation of strategic initiative. However, I believe that the major job of performance metric is to assist the workforce in focusing on the business important success element on a daily basis. Well, critical success criteria, in my opinion, are more important to a company than its plans. Even without a well-defined plan, a company can succeed, and many do. Many methods are really a collection of phrases, full of sound and fully signifying nothing. As Shakespeare famously put it, you might as well have played golf at the strategic planning retreat if an organization does not communicate its success versus strategy on a regular basis. Well, I laid out a report format with Dual HRM to assist you track success against a strategic objective, teams, and the initiative within them on a monthly basis. The report would be presented to the senior management team and would include a basic indicator such as traffic light display to indicate current condition, and creating the future executive must also be completely informed with Peter Drucker's, Jim Collins, Gary Hamel, and Jack Welch ideas on how to go about creating the future of their companies.